Hey y'all. Okay, so not a new recipe tonight. So, if you're one of my followers that love to just come here for a new recipe, I will see you back on the next video because we're just going to do some talking during this one. I am making one of my favorite things. Y'all know I got to have this every so often, my tacos. And I thought, well, it's just a good time to try to talk. It's hard to talk whenever I'm trying to tell you about a recipe, and I know it gets distracting for y'all too. So I'm just going to hang out with y'all while I make my tacos. If y'all want to hang out with me, then come on in here. Let's see, I'm going to do, this is just ground beef. So it's, it's going to be pretty fatty. We'll have to definitely drain this. Won't be able to do the paper towel method. This was what was the cheapest today. Let me get this straightened up here so y'all can see. This is, let's see. This was $3.49 a pound, and this is almost 3 pounds, and it was $9.88. So pretty good price. And I'm going to use about, I don't know, that may be close to 2 pounds or so. Y'all know I like to make a lot of taco meat because I always do something else with it. It never goes to waste. And so what I will do, I'll take the rest of this out of this package. And I usually kind of make it a little bit thinner so it freezes up better and it's easier to thaw out. I'll wrap it in some saran wrap, and then I will put it in a freezer bag, pop it in the freezer. Unless there's something that I think I'm going to make tomorrow or whenever with it, but there's not, so I'm going to freeze it. Hang on, let me wash my hands off and I'll come right back. Okay, y'all. So anyway, my plan for today was I was going to do some... y'all know those little country style ribs? I think I've showed y'all before. This is a little bit of minced onion. I'm just going to sprinkle it in. Those little country style ribs, they're so cheap and so inexpensive, and they're good, and you can do so many different things with them. Garlic powder. And that's what I was going to plan on making today, but I like to cook them in the oven for a couple hours. And me and Belle were hanging out outside, and I thought, well, it's kind of too late tonight, so I'm going to do that tomorrow, and I'm going to make me up a little veggie salad because I have some veggies in my little veggie drawer that need to be used up, like a little bit of this and a little bit of that, left over from other dishes. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow, and it'll be a good little low-carb dish. And as far as my tacos, mostly your carbs are going to come from your shells. So what I normally try to do, like tonight I'll eat shells. I love my crunchy taco shells. But then like tomorrow for lunch, I'll make me like a taco salad, and I just won't do any chips or shells or anything like that. So to me, I feel like I'm cutting carbs when I do that. Whatever you tell yourself, it makes yourself feel better. The only thing is, y'all know I do love to use the little packets. I love these. I know you can make your own, but I love the packets of this. And so it is loaded with sodium and that kind of stuff. But it is what it is. And y'all know, as I'm cooking my meat, I do like to sprinkle in a little bit. I normally use about 2 packages, which I know that's high in sodium. But that's just what I like to do. And so while it's cooking, I like to go ahead and sprinkle a little bit in. Actually, I think I'll just do this whole pack. Let's just do that. Might as well. And I know we'll lose a lot of that flavor, but I'll just, after I drain it and we add some water in, I'll just add a little bit more in, okay? If y'all have tried that like that since I showed it to you last time, let me know. But it really does flavor up the meat really, really well. And I like a good seasoned taco. So anyway, y'all let me know what y'all made for supper tonight. And I wanted to tell you about the salmon patties. So thank y'all so much. I have got so many comments on all the recipes, and it is pretty much what I thought. I thought that my grandmother used to put cornmeal, flour, and that kind of stuff in her salmon patties, because I can still picture how they looked, and they just had that good cornmeal look, on the outside of them. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm still reading over them and over all of them, and I'm studying them, and I'm going to make them that way again here pretty soon, because I really liked those last night. Like I said, y'all, the flavor of those was amazing. But to me, they tasted more like like reminded me of like a crab cake instead of like what I remember a salmon patty being. Even though I never did eat them, I feel like it is totally different than what a salmon patty should be. So, or the traditional way, like I was telling y'all last night. So I think I'm going to do some onion in the next one that I do. I noticed that was in a lot of the comments for the recipes, and some cornmeal, and your egg and all of that. But I'm going to leave out a lot of that other stuff. And I think instead of doing the tartar sauce with the next ones that I make, I'm going to do ketchup. Because I love ketchup with like my fried fish. I never eat tartar sauce with my fried fish. The only thing I ever eat tartar sauce with is crab cakes. And so, but let me tell y'all what, that tartar sauce I made was amazing. If you want a good sauce for whatever you like it with, whether it be fish or whatnot, y'all try that. You'll love it. It's simple, it's easy, it's mostly things you already have. And I noticed a lot of people said that they put sweet relish in their tartar sauce, which makes sense. I did dill pickles with a little bit of sugar, so if you do the sweet relish, you just don't have to put any sugar in it. But what I liked about it was the little mixture of the dill pickles and the little bit of sweetness. I loved it. So I want y'all to try it and just see, and y'all let me know. And I want you to try those salmon patties too. Even though you might make them the other way, it's just another little different variation, and I think you'll really like them. They were very good. I ate 2 of them last night. They were delicious. And like I said, it wasn't what I remember salmon patties being. So we're going to do it another time. We're going to give it another go. And like I said, I appreciate all of your comments. I've been reading through them today and studying on it, and we're going to give it another whirl. There's Bella over there in her chair. She's already had her chicken, so she's napping. Oh, and let me remind y'all while I'm on here. So y'all know I made the beans and cornbread the other day. I ate my last little bit of beans today, y'all. I had just like maybe a half a cup left, and I ate them. But I've got this cornbread left. This is how much I have left. So it's getting that time of year. You put it in your freezer for your dressing. I've got another little bit in there now. So after I put this in there, I think I'll have about a skillet full so far. So, that makes your best dressing is just using leftover cornbread. That's what my grandmother always did too. And of course, you may have to make a little bit more, if you're making a big batch. But that leftover cornbread really does well with it. So start saving your cornbread, y'all. Or y'all may save it year round. I know she always did, but I usually forget. Anyway, y'all. I'm just going to I ain't going to talk to you the whole time these are cooking. But I'm just going to run through it as we talk and hang out. But I'm going to let this cook, y'all. I'm going to get the rest of that ground beef put up. I've already got my lettuce chopped up. That's another little tip. Let me share with y'all. I know the typical, or probably the most common thing is while your meat is cooking, you probably chop up your veggies like your lettuce and tomatoes and all that. But I'm going to tell you what I started doing back several years ago, and I do it every time now. So before I ever start my ground beef or any of that, the first step that I do is go ahead and chop up my lettuce and my tomato and stuff and let it sit out. You know why? That way you're not putting these ice cold veggies on your on your good warm taco. So I like to go ahead, chop it up, set it in a bowl, and just let it sit out here. I may pop the lid on it or lay a piece of foil over it or paper towel or whatever. But I just feel like it makes the taco so much better not having it being so cold. Unless you like it like that, of course. But me, I like for it to be more just a warmer temperature. And I also do the same thing. Like tomorrow, if I make me a taco salad for lunch, before I make it, I will go ahead and sit out my lettuce and all of that and let it kind of warm up before I heat up my meat. Just one of those things. Y'all know we all have our own little preferences. So anyway, I've already done that, and I didn't dice up my tomato yet because I wanted to show y'all this tomato. Look at this big old thing. Now I hadn't washed it yet either, but I know it's not going to have that flavor like a big garden tomato, of course, but it is beautiful, and they had a ton of them. And the little veggie salad that I wanted to make today to go with my ribs, I thought, well, it would be so good if I had some tomato, but I didn't have any. But since I ran to the store and got my taco stuff, now I'm going to have some tomato to put my salad to make tomorrow. But isn't this thing gorgeous? I don't know what it's going to taste like. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut about half of it, and then I'll save the rest, and that way I can dice it up in bigger chunks, you know, for my salad. But I'm going to get it washed up and diced up, and we'll see how it looks and see how it tastes. But anyway, I'm going to get a few more things done up here, y'all, and I'll come back. Okay, y'all, I got my ground beef drained. Goodness, y'all, this had so much fat in it. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to give it just a little taste to see where our seasoning is at, because I think this is more about 1.5 pounds. You know, I told you I thought I'd put 2 pounds in here, but this is more about 1.5 pounds. So I'm going to give it a little taste because we put that whole packet in there. So, let me see. Okay. This season's pretty good, but of course I'm going to do more. So now this is a mild taco. The other one I did was an original. Sometimes I do one of each or maybe do both, but anyway. So since this is about 1.5 pounds, I don't know that I'm going to do this whole pack because that still was pretty seasoned up. So let's start with that. Let me sprinkle some in. You just taste as you go. Y'all know. And then I always like to do cold water. It seems like to me if I add warm or hot water to this, what do I do with my spoon? Here it is. It seems like it makes the seasoning like thick or something. It's almost like the ground beef it just thickens it up, I guess. I don't know. Just probably all in my mind. But anyway, I always use cold water. Oh goodness, I know y'all think I'm crazy. All right, so I'm gonna add a little bit more. That was 1 cup that I had here. You know, you do however much you want. I like to do quite a bit because I like for it to sit and simmer. That's what helps give you your good flavored taco meat. And y'all, of course, that tomato, it looked good on the outside, but here's how it was on the inside. So it's not big bright red and juicy like I was hoping it would be. But I tell you what I got to thinking about, and I thought about this after I got home. If I'd have thought about it, I would have got 2, because I knew I needed this one tonight and I had to cut it, but I wish I would have got 2 and took the other one and put in my windowsill over here in the sun and let it kind of ripen up a little bit more, because that one's pretty firm and you can tell by the color. And I thought, well, maybe if it would sit for a few days in that sun, it may get a little bit better. I don't know if it will or not, but if they still have them whenever I go back, I'm going to do that. Anyway, it'll be fine to go in my other salad that I'm going to make tomorrow, or that I plan to make anyway. So that's where we're at, y'all. I'm just going to let this simmer. I've got my shells here. I love to cook these, and I always do it on 325, and I cook them for a good while to get them good and crispy. That's what makes them so good, y'all, is a good crispy shell. And I've got some of my little, my zero carb tortillas up here. I may make me one of those, a little soft taco. And so we're getting it going. And I got this is what I do, how I do the rest of my ground beef. I kept this out to show y'all. See, this is a good pound here for sure. So I just wrapped it up. I usually do 2 layers of the saran wrap, and then I put it in a good quart freezer bag. And you can write the date on it. Sometimes I do for certain things, but I'll use this up, so I really don't have to. And I can usually remember whenever I put it in there. So that's how I do that, and then that's a whole nother meal right there for, I can't remember what I said, I paid for this, $9 and something, so might as well say $5 for this, and then $5 there. So anyway, let me cook these, let this cook. I'm going to get my shells laid out here, and that's the last thing. Everything is good to go, and I'll be ready for my good yummy tacos here in just a minute. Hey, also, y'all, while we're on here just talking, there's something else I want to share with y'all. So, you know, I told you the other day that I had kind of been under the weather, and I wasn't on here for a good while. well, I don't know what I had going on, but I just did not feel good at all. It started on Thursday, and I just had a really bad, like, sinus headache that I could not get rid of. I took, Tylenol sinus, ibuprofen, the usual headache stuff, and I just felt so weak. I had no energy. I just kind of felt achy. I just didn't feel good. It wasn't even really anything specific other than the headache, but just feeling under the weather. Just did not feel good. So I was just in and out of the bed, like Thursday night, Friday night. It was just, I was restless and just, I couldn't sleep, but I didn't feel like doing nothing else. And so anyway, what I did was, I don't know if y'all have ever heard of the vitamin IV deal. And what it is, if you haven't, I'll just run through it real quick. But it's where, they have clinics and stuff like that. Some doctor's offices just do it too, but other places they have just that and other things. But this girl that I had went to her before, but she does the little IV drips. And back whenever I was hiking really hard was whenever I first started going to her, because I would get so dehydrated, especially in the heat of the summer. And so it would just really rejuvenate me and just hydrate me so well and just help make me feel better, So I started just going to her for that. And then so I got to thinking about it Friday. I thought, oh, I bet one of those IVs would help me so much. It just gives you fluids in your body. And they add different things to it depending on what your need is. And she's an RN. She's going to NP school to be a nurse practitioner now. But she has her own little office. And normally I would always go to her, because I was just getting it just to maintain and just kind of help me feel better. But she also does it mobile too, where she comes to you. So how convenient is that whenever you feel bad? So like I said, I know y'all are not in this area, but I'm just saying, I'm sure they have it in your area also. So if you're not familiar with that, look it up on Google or wherever. It's just called vitamin IV fluids or whatever. And you don't have to be sick or go to the doctor to get it, just if you're feeling down or feeling bad. And it's quick, it's easy, like I said, and she can give you different things, or they can give you different things for your needs. And it helps so much. Like I was so thankful whenever I text her on Friday. She couldn't come Friday night, but she said, I can come Saturday morning. So she did. And I would never let her drive up here to me, because she lives about 30-45 minutes away. But if I didn't feel bad any other time, I would go to her clinic. But anyway, bless her heart, she came up here and did that. And then Sunday, yesterday I was on here and I felt better, but now today I feel so much better. So I don't know if it was just something viral or what it was I had going on, y'all, but I felt just terrible. You don't really know what's wrong. You just don't feel good. So y'all look that up. Keep that in mind, especially for the winter months coming up and, all the flu season and all that stuff we've got going on, and look into it. The prices vary, and it may be different in different areas, but it varies depending on what all you're getting. But I'll tell you, it's worth every penny, especially if you're feeling bad. And I mean, you go to the doctor, it costs you a fortune then too. And I'm not saying replace this with a doctor's visit, so don't take me wrong for that. I'm just saying, if you're feeling down and you think it would just be something that would benefit you, go ahead and try it. And I'm not trying to sell you nothing either. Y'all know I don't do that. I'm just sharing. I like to share my experiences with you. We all like to share and just help each other. And so I just wanted to tell y'all that, because I feel like it really helped me get over whatever I had going on. Y'all, it was awful. And and it don't take that long, and it's worth every penny. So if you've never had that, look into it. If you think it's something, I wish it would have been more of a thing back whenever my boys played sports, because Braden used to get dehydrated really bad and cramp up, but it's something that I feel like is really good. And like I said, you can do all different kinds and different things for different needs and whatever you need. So look into it, y'all. And I think you'll enjoy it like I did. So anyway, I'm still just cooking my ground beef here, y'all. And I have my shells over here. I'm fixing to pop them in the oven, and I'm about to have this thing whipped up. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to tell y'all. It's just a chit-chat night tonight. All right, I'll be back in a second, y'all. All right, y'all, let's build us up some delicious tacos. Let me show you my taco meat here. Don't that look good? And this, I call this a taco spoon, because it's like, it has the holes in it where the liquid will come out, because I like to leave a little bit of liquid left in here, and it's like the perfect size scoop for your taco. Wait a minute, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me tell you about this. So, let me get some onions here. I used to never put, for years, I never put onions on my tacos at all. But I went to this restaurant, a new restaurant one day. This has been a few years ago, and they had, one of their specialties was, it was like try our tacos, ground beef tacos, and it was a appetizer deal where you could get 2 of them. And of course I thought, oh, I've got to have some of those. And y'all, they were amazing. But what I noticed was, in the very bottom of the shell, it had some diced up onion. And I thought, well, that's strange, it's in the bottom. But y'all, they were so good, and I've been doing it that way ever since. So I put a little bit of that in the bottom. Now I have me one of my little, like I said, my soft, my little low carb shell over here. I'm gonna do one of those. It might be too much. And yes, I feel them way too big and full, kind of like I do a sandwich or everything else. All right, let me back it up here. All right, and then I like to do my lettuce. Also, y'all, while I'm building this, I want to tell y'all, y'all let me know if this is even something that you're interested in, with me just coming on here talking with you while I'm making something that we've already kind of done before. And I'm not saying I do that every single time, but y'all just let me know. And I know, like I said, I know not everybody does, and if you just want to say, hey, no, I'd just rather see the recipe, you'd say it in a nice way, hey, I get it. You're not going to hurt my feelings. There's no reason to be mean or rude about it, but just nicely say, you know, I'd just rather see you cook and be done with it, and I get it. But if you do enjoy this, just let me know. I don't want to keep doing something that if you don't enjoy it, but if you do, then I'll get on here more and we'll just kind of talk. Hang on a minute, I don't want to get my hand in this cheese. Wait just a second. Okay, now tonight, y'all know I love to grate my own cheese. Tonight I went easy, and I just bought a bag of shredded cheese. Whenever I have tacos, I like it either way. Of course, I think my own shredded, I guess, would be my favorite, but I don't mind this at all. And I like a lot of cheese on it. I cram it down in there as much as I can get. And y'all know Kanan loved tacos too. He was just like me. He loved them. But he did not eat cheese on his tacos, and I could never understand it, because I've got to have my cheese. He eat his with meat, lettuce, and sauce, and that was it. Crazy thing. And then Braden eats his with meat and cheese. And I love this kind of sauce. I already had this in the fridge. I got me another one in case I need it. This is my favorite sauce. I absolutely love this. And I love salsa too, like if I have like a taco salad. But on my tacos, I like just this good, just smooth sauce. It don't have any chunks in it, which I do like the chunks, but I like this for my tacos. And then this is it, y'all. Y'all, this is a meal for me that I absolutely love. One of my most favorites. Y'all already know that. I tell y'all about it all the time. And I'm not going to keep y'all while I eat these tacos, but I am going to get me a little bite of this soft one. We're going to see how it is. Y'all, that's so good to me. Y'all know how it is when you have just one of your favorite foods and you just love it. This is one of mine. And this is my tacos. This is how I make them every time. You know what else is funny? Y'all know I love sour cream. I eat sour cream. I love it in my taco soup, just tons of it. I love it on quesadillas, fajitas, and y'all know I put it in a ton of dishes. But on my regular tacos like this, I do not want sour cream in it. I wouldn't turn one away if it had sour cream in it. I can eat it, but I prefer to not have it. I like them just like this. This is my favorite taco. I like steak tacos. I like chicken tacos. I like all those, but this is my number one favorite. Just the original taco. So, anyway, y'all, like I said, y'all let me know in the comments if y'all like just hanging out and us talking. If you don't, then I get it. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I'm a very transparent person. You can say it without being rude. And it's not y'all. It's people that just come passing through. I know, so you know I'm not talking about you. Anyway, if you did hang out with me throughout this, I appreciate you. And I'll see you back. I'm planning on tomorrow doing a recipe. Okay? All right. Bye-bye.